something a little bit different from me. So, well, as many of you know, probably, you guys, everybody that knows me, knows I like a bit of DIY. God, this is weird filming a video of myself. Don't like it. Considering what I do, you know, on stage and playing with my band and stuff, and what I used to do as an entertainer, this is really weird, talking to a camera, just me. But as you know, I like to do a little bit of DIY. Done lots of projects around the house myself, built loads of bits and bobs. I built in a set of built-in cupboards in the old house, did loads of DIY, built a bathroom, built an indoor climbing frame for the kids, which is in the living room right now, and they love that. Now there's a little bit of time on our hands, everything's been built. It's time to do a little bit of building something for me. So my lovely wife has been telling me to hold this off for probably about 3 years, I think, something like that, since I've actually had this bonkers idea. But now everything's sort of calmed down a little bit, all the kids are at school, and you know, everything's done around the house that can be done. Yeah, time to do something for me. So this is a little video, show you what I'm going to be up to. So yeah, for Christmas this year, my lovely wife and my kids and family members put some money towards it as well. I've bought me a build your own guitar kit. So yeah, I'm going to be building that. This video is going to document that process, just because it's something that I've wanted to do for years and years. So it's in the back room now. There's loads of bits and bobs that need to be done to it. Loads of little parts that need buying. But yeah, I'll show you what we've got, and we'll get cracking, shall we? It's going to be fun. Right then, so here we go. Have a look, see what we got. Very exciting. Obviously I've already opened it, just to have a look, but yeah. So what we got here is a Explorer style kit. So my first ever guitar hero, obviously anyone knows me knows that I'm a big Dimebag fan. However, my first guitar hero really was James Hetfield of Metallica. So I've always wanted a Gibson Explorer, and I thought it'd be really fun to just sort of buy my own kit and build it myself. So yeah, here's the body, look at that. All the routes in this are really nice, by the way. There's some tear out of the holes, but all in all, it's actually really, really nice. It's a set neck, body's mahogany, and the neck is maple. I'll get the neck out for you now so you can have a look. Yeah. Bit of drama getting it to us, but we sorted it out pretty good. There's the neck. And banana shaped headstock. Hockey stick. To be fair, normally these kits come with a bit of fret sprout, but that is really, really smooth. We could do with a little bit of a file down, but so we're going to do that anyway. You can see the frets are actually really nice, but it's a whole learning process for me. I've never built a guitar, I've never done any work with fretboards or anything like that, so this whole thing's going to be a learning process for me, learning how all the different things work. So yeah, that's the kit for you, and we're going to start off giving everything a good sand down, all the way up to like 220 grit sandpaper, just to remove any scratch marks or anything, because we're going to paint this guitar. I won't tell you what the paint scheme is going to be just yet, but it's going to be really cool if it goes right. It's going to be a hard one to do, but hopefully it's going to be it comes out alright. Start with then, we're going to get these dents out. So we've got a bit of wet tea towel here. I'm going to put the iron in, get it up to high temperature. Give that a bit of an iron out. That should pull the dents out in theory. So we're going to give that a go first. But before that all sorts start to dry off, I'm just going to use the dry side of paper just to start. I think that's it. Which, for a cheap kit guitar, is not half bad at all. Good. That's that bit done. Now then, so we're going to make a start on sanding. And obviously this is probably the most time-consuming things I'm going to do. And so most of this part will probably be sped up because you don't want to watch me sanding for 4 hours. It's probably what's likely going to happen. So we're going to work our way up the grits. We're going to start with 120. Move up through 180 to 220, probably finish on 240. You can go a bit higher than that, up to over 300, but I don't think it's going to need it. It's basically just to remove any scratches so that when the paint dries it doesn't shrink back into any pores or anything. After we've done all the sanding, we're going to do some pore filling with some epoxy finisher. That hopefully should come in the post tomorrow. We can do that tomorrow. And after that we'll seal it all up and it should be ready to start sort of test fitting some bits and bobs. I wanted to get that done first before I start test fitting the bridge because I don't want to start making extra dents in it if I don't need to. Yeah, so we'll get started. Right, so what I think I'm going to do, that's the 120 grit over and done with. that's taken about 10-15 minutes or something like that. Yeah, it's not a quick process by any means. So what I'll do now is I'll set up a time lapse for the rest of them, just so we can go up through the grits and get rid of any of those swirl marks that are on there. I mean, one of them was my fault. Oops. Drill was not the best thing apparently. Who knew? Oh well. But we've done the 120, that's actually removed quite a few of those swirl marks, but this is the idea, just to sort of get rid of any scratches that are on the surface. So yeah, let's try time lapse and we'll see when you come back. Right, so that's that done. It's probably taken me just over an hour to sand that all down. As I said, this is not really sanding for like making it flat or anything like that. It's just to remove any scratch marks that come from the factory or anything, so that when we do paint it, paint can sort of shrink for like all the horrible gases and stuff that come out of it, sort of evaporate. The paint will start to sink into those scratches over time, and you'll just be left with a horrible looking finish. And, you know, this is my project, my little baby at the minute, so I'm gonna want to do it properly. Obviously, I'm no luthier by any stretch of the imagination, so if there are any luthiers watching, guitar techs and things like that, people that build guitars, please don't shout at me. Like I said, I'm no expert at all. I've watched a couple of videos and read loads of stuff online about what to do, what not to do. So yeah, I think that I've done all the way up to 240. I don't think we need to go any further. I can't see any obvious scratches. Obviously in the time lapse you've probably seen me go back with the iron a couple of times. I did find a couple more extra dents, but again they just pulled out really nicely and sanded them down so that the grain can go back in. Apart from that, there's no obvious scratches looking it up to the light and stuff, so yeah, I'm dead happy with that. That's the sanding bit done. Okay, so we're going to test fit the bridge. I've gone for a Geica, see that, it's a Geica stop tail tailpiece tunematic bridge. It's also got a roller, bridge. I'm going to try one of those out because I've heard good things about tuning stability, and I'm a hardtail guy. I don't faff around with Floyd Roses or bits and bobs like that, or whammy bars. I don't tend to do that. I'm more of a rhythm player anyway. So I've heard that roller bridges sort of help tuning stability and sort of get rid of any friction. So there it is in its glory. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test fit the saddles itself into the body and just make sure that they fit in first. So this could go either really well or really badly. So we'll see how we go with that. Alright. Right, so what I've done is I've made up the bridge itself and the tailpiece. This Geica tailpiece is actually really cool. Normally with a stop bar, when you take the strings out, it sort of falls apart backwards, but these have actually got, I don't know if you can see, got a little grub screw. You can just tighten up with a little Allen key, and that stops it from running out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have it built up when I bash it into the holes itself, because the tolerances are quite fine on this one. It was the closest I could get, to be honest with you, while still being a decent quality one. So hopefully by doing this I'll be able to knock it in, and then if there is a sort of couple couple of mil that it needs to move, it will just hold it in place. It will go in, it will still go in straight, but just push the routing holes to where they need to be, and I won't have to do any more redrilling. To be fair, that actually looks not far off already, so it's not going straight in, but that's okay, because like I said, we're going to knock them in. I'm just going to put a block on there. It is literally about 1/2 mil on both, so I'm going to hammer them in with a block on the top, just see how close we can get it, hammer it down, and then just sort of see where we're at, and just give that a go. Great. I'm just going to undo these. See how far off it was. Like that. That's come off really nicely. It's spot on. Lovely. Right, that's good. Like that. The same with this. I was going to move it, but I don't think I bought. You just have to make do with the retro camera. This is the one that's just sort of off a little bit more than the other one was, so just hopefully this one is still okay. Here we go. Nice. Properly. And that's just slide it out. Close there. Beautiful. And I'm dead pleased with that. Out of all the bits and bobs that I've got so far, that is the one that I was worried about the most. So I'm actually really happy that that's gone in like that. Brilliant. Now I've got to try and figure out how to get it out. So that's clamped in. What I'm going to do now is just run the straight edge off the frets and just see how close we are. I'm happy that the net's pretty flat. I did check this before, and the straight edge runs pretty flat across there, so that's good. That's coming just below the saddles. So what I need to do is adjust the neck so that the brake angle comes so it just sits just on top of there. You can see it's actually quite a severe angle I need to put in it, mainly because I think these saddles are a little bit higher than normal ones, the normal trapeze ones that you get on one of these bridges. So no, I know I need to do that, that's fine, I'll do that. Now I'm going to get a bolt and move these pins. We are back again. Day 2, I suppose, of building this thing. So yesterday we dry fit the bridge tail piece, all good with that. Popped that again today to grab some bits and bobs, got some tack cloths, and we've got a bolt to remove those pins, so we're going to make a start on that. Get them out. Just had the delivery of the epoxy pore filler. Don't think I'm going to get a chance to do that today, but it's here, so that's good. But yeah, we're just going to crack on with it, and I'm probably going to start by masking off the fretboard because I don't want to start getting any nasty stuff on that. So I'm going to tack cloth it and get that all masked off so we don't damage any of the frets or anything. I probably should have done that first, but you know, I wanted to check it was all straight and good before we started digging in. Before we started doing little bits and bobs. But yeah, so we'll do that. We get pins out first, then mask off the neck, and yeah, once again, this is going to be a theme I feel. Busy family life. The dry is going off in the background again, so yeah, apologies for the noise. But yeah, we're going to crack on and see how far we get. Okay, so M8 bolt, same size as the threads in there. That should go in like that. And then nice, and because it's longer than that, it should bottom out against the inside of the wood. Hopefully without pushing the big hole in the back of the bloody guitar. That would be awful if that happens. So little foot down a bit, so nope. You never get the right one, do you? That's the one. Okay. I'll do this up. Comes. See that start to pull. Perfect. Unscrew that. And we're all good. Right, painter's tape, masking tape, well, painter's tape really. Yeah, I'm going to time lapse this one because again, one of those really boring long jobs that you have to do. So we'll time lapse this one, and that will be when we've done that. Adjusting the neck angle. I've got contraptions out here. Angle that down, so there. Focus up a little bit, I think. There we go. So you can see little angles So what I've got is a messed off novice here. And there's a messed off block, so that should run along there. I should just take that off little by little until it gets flat, and that should give us just enough angle neck to hit the bridge where it should go. Let's see how this goes. Well, that was an absolute bloody nightmare. That's taken about 2 hours. But now, see before the angle, that is now completely flat to where those blocks are, so that should be a pretty good angle. Good, I'll give it a go. I'll stick it in the neck pocket and see what the angle's like.